Hey,
Well, hi
y'all.
there.
Welcome back.
Thank you. So
Thank
glad to be back
you.
with our beautiful brown girl family. Hello, hello. I missed everybody. Definitely want to give a shout out to Aisha, who was holding it down last show, and also to Nicole, who was holding it down on Brown Girl Boss. Appreciate you ladies so much while I was away, having self-care time. We try to practice what we preach. So just totally appreciative of you all embracing Aisha into the community. Well, she's already a part of the community, but having an amazing time with her last week. So glad to be back. So I see you all coming in. Hey, hey, hey. Love y'all back. Y'all are the best ever, I swear. Hey, Kay. Hey there. So as you all are coming in, make sure that you go ahead and introduce yourselves in the comments. Let us know where you are watching from. If this is your very first time hanging out with us on Brown Conversations, let us know that as well by typing first time in the comments. If you are always here hanging out with us on Brown Conversations and a part of our beautiful Brown Girl family, type hey beautiful in the comments so we know that you are here and ready to get this party started. Now, just some kind of FYIs. I am not home right now, and Sab has some storms that just rolled through. So hopefully the internet will cooperate with us as we try to get this all figured out and get everything going and popping there. So I see y'all coming in over here in the comments, and I do want to shout out some of our first timers. So I see Tamara is here with us from Savannah, Georgia. Hey, Tamara, first timer, welcome, welcome. Let's see if we have any other first timers here. With us, I see Irma's here, Lakia's here. It's been a while, Lakia. You are so correct. Welcome back. Welcome back.
Yeah,
we have Sarah hanging out with us.
Let's see. Hey, Stanza's always here. So hey, Stanza.
Yes, Jennifer Branelia is here. Branelia. Branelia. Yeah. I was practicing. Sansa's here. Irma's here. Who else do we have? Elise is here. Angie is here from Kissimmee. Candace is here, first timer from New Jersey. Elise is also a first timer. And we have Sharva is here as a first timer from Dallas. And Latanzia just came in from Chicago. So what up, y'all? We are so excited you're here. Our first timers, you get spirit fingers because we love that you have joined us and our beautiful brown girl family. So welcome, welcome, welcome. Definitely want to jump into everything because my goodness, we just have a packed show. So for our first timers, you're probably like, what are you watching here? So definitely want to welcome you to Brown Conversations. This is our virtual platform where we talk about all things brown girl related. We are here to connect you to other like-minded women and give you a platform to share your voice in the brown conversations that matter to us and those we care about. So we invite you to follow beautiful brown girls and follow us individually as we take this journey through life. My name is Kimberland and I live in Central PA. I'm an educator, I'm an author, I'm a life coach. I help women discover their God-given purpose. And tonight I am one of your co-hosts for Brown Conversations.
Hi, everyone. My name is Sab, and can you hear me?
Yes.
Oh, okay, great. I'm like, wait a minute. Okay, great. So I'm Sab, and I hail from Dallas. And I hail from Dallas. I'm a marketing professional. I'm a podcast host. I am also one of your co-hosts. And as Kimberland mentioned, we have a lot of storms here, and it's just like rah. So if you hear that in the background, and if we do go out, and if I do go out, and I should just preface that, like, it's just like here. So welcome all of you ladies. I'm really excited to have you here. Like Kimberly said, we do have a full pack show. We have a lot of fun things, but let's start off with happy belated Mother's Day.
Happy belated Mother's Day to all the moms. Yes. The moms, the aunts, the godmoms, the mom figures, the fur moms, the pseudo moms, the grandmoms, the ones who be holding it down in the gap. Shout out to you all. Hopefully you had a really good Mother's Day. So shout out to you. Also, want to make sure that you all are, before we move on to our topics, that you all are connected to us in our members network. So our members network is our VIP social network. It's free from all of the algorithms and all the things that try to hold a brown girl down. So if you go to members.beautifulbrowngirls.com, you can really get connected to our members network and continue the conversations that we start here, and also see all of the amazing events that we have. Beautiful Brown Girls has so many things that are going on, and we really want to make sure that you get connected. So go over to members.beautifulbrowngirls.com and you'll be able to hang out with us over there as well. All right, Sab, that's our announcements. I think we are ready to get this party popping.
You are such a delight. They be trying to hold us down. They definitely.
They be out here, girl, trying to hold a brown girl down, and I'm not here for it, okay?
All right, so let's start out with the top news and upcoming movies that we think that you should be interested in or should be tuning into, or at least be in the know. Strong Black Lead, Netflix.
As soon as she started talking, the internet started. My goodness, today's gonna be something. But Netflix has a Strong Black Lead. They put out these movie titles about once a month. Oh, you're back? You're back?
Yes, I took myself.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah. So Netflix, new to Netflix, this movie called High on the Hog. So if you go to the next slide, it's this new show that's coming. So there's a couple of new things coming to Netflix, and most of these things that are out, I'm not aware of. But the one that caught Kimberland's attention and my attention was this new one called High on the Hog: How African-American Cuisine Transformed America. And I read the brief synopsis of this one, and it was like Black food is an American food. And chef and writer Steven Satterfield traces the delicious, moving thorough lines from Africa to Texas in this docuseries. And he mentioned during the clip that a lot of American food has its roots in African-American food. Duh. But I'm definitely looking forward to this one. So we wanted to put this one on your radar to watch.
Yeah, I'm always here for food shows. I'm greedy. So so definitely looking forward to checking this out and celebrating our contributions to all the American cuisine. I think that's dope.
Really good. All right, so Wakanda Forever 2, Black Panther 2 has a new release date, or has their release date for July 2022, July 8th, 2022. I'm here for it. I'm excited. It's also bittersweet, but I'm definitely looking forward to seeing how they plan on incorporating the passing of the
Chadwick Boseman.
I was going to say the actual character, because Black Panther isn't there. Chadwick Boseman isn't there, so I'll be curious to see how they incorporate that. So we just wanted to put that on your radar as well for July 8th, 2022.
Yeah, I really want to see how they honor him, the creativity that Marvel movies are known for. So I'm excited about it. I'm here for it. So next up, we have Waiting to Exhale is coming back, right? So some of the throwback oldie but goodie situations. So Sab, you want to tell them where they can find?
Most of these are on various streaming services. I didn't see exactly where this is. I guess I should have looked. I did look. I didn't see exactly where each and every one was coming out. So let me go ahead and mention. So these are some that Essence called out that that plan on being. Let me look it up really quick. They didn't call out where these will plan on being. So like this one, obviously Amazon. They didn't really. Prime Video. Sorry, it seemed like I'm all over the place, but they didn't mention exactly where Jumping the Broom. The flight is coming out on Prime Video. The flight with Denzel Washington. And The Shy is coming back as well.
Yes.
Never watched a single
Do you watch
episode.
The Shy?
Never seen a single episode of it. But I hear it's good.
It's so good. And I don't know. I know you know who Tabitha Brown is, right?
Yes.
So
the vegan queen.
Tabitha Brown. Yes, Tabitha Brown is going to be on the new season of The Shy. Okay. So I'm really excited about that. I think she's like the therapist or something. Okay. But The Shy is so everything. Okay. You should watch it. Like you should really watch it.
Is it on services? Is it just exclusively Showtime?
It's only on Showtime. On Showtime.
I can't do
look, I done told you not. I'm not gonna tell the people because I don't want. Okay. But Tamara said Jumping the Broom is on Netflix. So we were able to catch that one. And then Hulu has a couple others, Andrea said. And then we also saw Amazon Prime has some. So shout out to these throwbacks and these new opportunities, right? We always want to make sure that we are highlighting and honoring the Blackness. So if you're looking for something to watch, go ahead on and tune in to that. Speaking of tuning in, I'm sorry, go ahead.
I was going to say, I just don't want to purchase any more streaming services. I got Prime, I got HBO Max, I got Netflix. Like it's
called community sharing, Sab. We go over this all the time.
I gotta get.
When are you gonna listen to me?
I don't know how to ask people. Hey, may I use your password or something? I don't know. I just have never been.
It's called sharing. It's the law of reciprocity. You give, they give in return. It's a community. Look, Erica said community sharing, right? It's a community. So we need you to, you put it out there. You offer one, they get. It's a barter system. I'm just saying. So definitely need to get you tapped in because The Shy is the business. But what I was about to say, speaking of tuning in, did you watch The Verses? Sab, oh my God, every time you be about to say something. Did y'all watch The Verses, and who do you think came through in the clutch? So I was actually on a virtual party during The Verses, so we kind of tuned in on Zoom. Did you watch it, Sab? Oh, poor Sab. Her internet is not cooperating. She'll be back. So I see Tamara said Escape. So Team Escape. I need to know who y'all think it was. Team Escape, Team SWV. So Stanza said SWV since day one. Brandelia, you haven't watched any of the Verses? Girl, it's been some good ones. Did you watch Sab?
No, I only watched 2 minutes of it because they were talking too much. And I heard that on the internet that they were talking a lot, and I did watch some of the highlight reels, but I heard that they were just doing a lot of talking. And I am a fan of both SWV and Escape. I love 90s R&B. I love all of it. But they were just doing too much talking, and I just tuned out.
Understood. They were talking quite a bit, and I am Team Escape. Right. Mm-hmm. So I see y'all in the comments. We're evenly split right now between Escape and SWV. So I see Deshandra said Escape and Aisha said SWV. I in my 8th grade talent show performed Escape Kick Off Your Shoes. with my friend group.
With your Jodeci.
And I still remember like the dance move, just kick it. Like that, Escape was my people, right? But I did appreciate SWV, but I'm definitely a team Escape. But what I wanted to share is a lot of people were commenting about Coco from SWV during the verses. And this is her picture here with her family, and she shared like some really disturbing information on her Instagram page. So I wanted to share because maybe this kind of explains, because people felt like she was kind of off. So she said, last night as I'm preparing for verses, a lady was shot outside my hotel window. To see and hear the 4 shots, see her laying on the ground and all the blood was unbelievable. Then I get to the venue and had a really bad anxiety attack, literally crying and screaming. Yeah, y'all saw me looking uncomfortable and irritated during the first half. But if it wasn't for my son, and then she names 2 other friends, I probably wouldn't have been out there at all. Thank you for calming me down and understanding my mental. I love y'all to the fullest. I always say most won't care to understand, but when you get those that do, cherish them. So I did not know. I heard somebody say like she wasn't doing well or what have you. I think Lily has said that she wasn't doing well. She was struggling or something to that effect. Again, I kind of tuned out during the talking parts, but she had just experienced a whole trauma right before this.
I saw that, and when I read that, and I my heart went out to her, because like, how do you see that and ingest that and take that in and then have to come back to this space, this seemingly happy space, or try to put on a face. And I, we should just make sure that we cover her in just healing prayer, just because to see that, I don't want to see anybody's death
at all.
I don't want to see any more trauma
at all.
So
yeah, so I have a whole lot more respect for the fact that she decided, to show up. I don't think I could have done it. Like, I think I would have been like, so y'all gonna, what I mean? She's the lead singer, so I know they were dependent on her, but we would have started late or something. Like, I would have had to have a minute. So definitely keeping her in thoughts and prayers, because that is horrific, to Elisa's point. And she still showed up for the fans. I'm not quite sure. I don't know. So yeah, we definitely want to keep thinking about her and make sure that we just pray for her and her mind. That is a lot to have to come back from. Oh, Stanza said they were in Atlanta.
Okay. For that.
Yeah.
Yikes.
Right, Tamara. Bless her heart. Okay. That was a lot. So Lil Kim is putting out a memoir. And we want to know if you all are here for this. We know she has led a very colorful life, but she is releasing a tell-all of her life behind the scenes as a cultural icon and trailblazer. And this is her debut memoir. It's called The Queen Bee. So it's coming out in November. We have some notes here. It says Kim's insecurity about what Black men said about her appearance led her to change it. She oozes confidence when she's on the mic, but she actually suffers from a severe lack of self-esteem. So she developed that complex about her appearance thanks to a string of unsavory suitors. She said, all my life, men have told me I wasn't pretty enough, even the men I was dating. So what do you all think about that? And are you here to read Lil Kim's memoir? So Yeah. So Jennifer said she was so beautiful in the 90s. Absolutely. Tamara says she's here for the whole thing. Deshonda said definitely here for it. So I think it's going to be pretty interesting. Lil Kim has, like I said, led a very colorful life. But just to hear that she suffered from low self-esteem and suffered from people that were supposed to love her and honor her were complicit in what we saw manifest as all of this plastic surgery and just self-hatred manifesting. So yeah, Irma said, why did she change her appearance? She said that it was linked to the men that she was dating and having low self-esteem. So low self-esteem is a real thing. Like, it is a real I wanted to call it a disease, but it is real. Like, it doesn't matter when you have low self-esteem what other people think. What you see and what you feel is what matters most. So what do you think, Sab?
I am definitely looking forward to this. I feel like we've gotten bitten pieces of Little Kim's story over the years with the behind the scenes stories or behind the music stories. And Little Kim, too, as I was coming back in, Little Kim has dealt with her insecurities for a long time. So I think a lot of us know, if we don't, just how we've seen her transformation over the years. That is a testament to how that is attributed to her insecurities over the years. But I also am looking forward to seeing her tell her truth. But I feel like I already know her truth, but maybe she's going to give us something new that we haven't heard. So I'm definitely looking forward to it.
Yeah. And it's coming out, Jennifer, in November. Mm-hmm. So definitely see that we are here for this. Maisha said, wish her well. She's not going to read it, but can see that it might help others. So that is fair. Bernelia said, a lot of us share that struggle. It's real. It is real. I definitely, can relate to that. So again, a lot of times with these memoirs and with people sharing their life, it really is healing for them. So I really hope that she gains some healing and it can help heal others through her journey. So.
Absolutely. I hope so. Did you read her quote about her saying that? Did you read her quote? Okay. Good.
Yeah.
All right. So, the shy. Oh, okay.
Sorry.
So
one moment. Sorry.
No problem. I'm like, wait a minute, where do we go? So yeah, no worries. But yeah, y'all, please bear with me in this going in and out. Please blame the Texas weather here because I just had to make sure my internet was on point. I just moved, as you guys can see. That's why I have this covered, because boxes and clothes. It's just not a pretty sight. So yeah, I had the internet people come out twice this weekend. So we're working through it because I work from home.
It's all good. We're glad that you're here. So I forgot we were supposed to do a poll and ask the people the question of their favorite fast food chicken.
Why are we asking them this? So
restaurant.
The reason that we're asking them this.
Wait. Hold on. So y'all put your favorite fast food restaurant in the comments. Okay.
So
for chicken.
So we can see like how much people are consuming. So yeah, let's answer Kimberland's question. My favorite chicken spot will continue to. God, wait a minute. Popeyes is definitely on the list, but as I'm sitting here thinking of Popeyes, I'm needing KFC, wanting KFC as well. I'm not a big Chick-fil-A fan. Blasphemy. Yeah, no.
What?
I love that.
Popeyes is definitely winning in the chat. Nobody's here for churches.
No, that's mad greasy.
It is mad greasy. So a couple people said churches. So we've got, we've got Karen KFC.
Okay.
Deshandra Popeyes, Crystal Popeyes, Jennifer Popeyes, Sabrina Popeyes, Maisha Popeyes. Kayla said, wait, where'd it go? Kayla said Chick-fil-A.
Okay.
Sarah Popeyes. Elise KFC. Sharva is Churches. Jennifer is Churches. Tamara said fried chicken Popeyes sandwich Chick-fil-A. Angie
Candace, she said I'll head
Chick-fil-A.
to a local soul food spot before I ever head into fast food joint.
Andrea Popeyes KFC. Santa said Jesus Chicken Chick-fil-A.
What's Jesus chicken? What's Jesus
Chick-fil-A? Aisha Chick-fil-A, Stacy Popeyes. Let's see, Eleanor Chick-fil-A, Adria Chick-fil-A, and Bojangles. Okay, so why are we asking this, Sam? Oh, I didn't share mine.
Oh, yes, go ahead.
So I don't eat chicken, y'all. When I did eat chicken, I ate Popeye's chicken. I'm from New Orleans, so that's where Popeyes originated. So I would eat Popeye's chicken, and then I transitioned to Chick-fil-A chicken, but now I don't eat the chicken. So I don't really have a dog in this fight. But tell the people why we are asking them about their favorite
We're asking
chicken
this is because all of y'all, including myself, the U.S. has is on the verge of a chicken shortage due to the increased demand and supply of chicken. Chicken, get your chicken here. I don't know why I felt like saying that. But yeah, the pandemic is to blame for the current chicken shortage facing the nation. And this is according to ABC News, because I was looking for other articles as well. And yeah, COVID restrictions prompted a lot of poultry plants here. I know one in Dallas to reduce staff, while at the same time the need for comfort food has been on the rise with millions of Americans, including myself and all of y'all in this chat. So we're the blame for all the chicken not being in being high demand. Well, what Wingstop too. We forgot that place. Do y'all have Wingstop?
Yeah. I used to eat Wingstop when I ate the chicken. Yeah, I haven't eaten chicken in, I don't know, like 5 years, and it's really hard to even think about eating it now. So shout out to y'all chicken eaters. Yeah. Long story with me and my chicken.
I'm curious. I want to know.
Let's just say that I just can't swallow it. Okay. So, So anyway, I'll tell that story one day about how I got delivered from chicken, but, hopefully, yes, delivered. But hopefully this does not make chicken prices go up, since there's a chicken shortage. So, y'all be on the lookout and see, if the prices skyrocket, because it is quite possible since we ain't got no more chicken. Okay. All
right. That's funny. I would pay for it.
Would you say you would what?
I would pay for it. I would still pay the extra.
You would pay for
the extra.
You love chicken that much, huh?
If they increase, yeah. Popeyes is really good. It's really soothing. It's really.
God bless you.
All right. So
I can't.
The Googles. All right. So they announces a career and digital training initiative for formerly incarcerated individuals. And I thought that this was a cool to hear. And yeah, so that's essentially what it is. But this, and as we're talking about this, I'm thinking of a story that we talked about maybe last episode or the episode before last, about how the Alabama mayor was removing or expunging, if that's the word, all of the marijuana convictions from people's records. And I think this is dope. I think this is dope because you have a number of men who get out of jail and they're trying to find work, and it's hard for them to find work. And I think that, I'm not giving Google too many pats on the back, just because they've had a lot of issues with Black women and them firing Black women and just a lot of internal cultural issues, but they're trying to do little things to do good for the community. do good in the community or do.
Yeah, so we definitely want to I think it's really important for us to look out for people, especially who are in jail for things like marijuana. Aisha was saying that you all talked about that in the last show. So thank you, Google, for looking out for those who have been formerly incarcerated. Just because they've been incarcerated or made a mistake does not mean that they don't have value. So Google is definitely doing something different. Right. Elise said sometimes it's like they're being set up to fail. And that's not, like, we talk about rehabilitating people, but then we don't give them the opportunity to really be able to be rehabilitated. So I think this is a step in the right direction. And I wish more companies would do things like this so that they can have viable employment, as opposed to being relegated to, see, Maisha, as opposed to being relegated to jobs that are minimum wage. So they do need good jobs, need their voting rights back. So we really want to celebrate that and maybe push more companies to do the same type of thing, because it is absolutely necessary for those who have made those mistakes.
Well said. I still heard you kind of on the back end, even though I dipped in and out. All right. So Atlanta got a mayor named Keisha. So Mayor Keisha Lance Bottoms had decided not to run for re-election, and it left a lot of people perplexed as to what her next moves may potentially be. No one knows. It isn't a family issue. Everything is intact. As we remember, I don't know if we reported before that her and her husband both had COVID, so it wasn't a family thing. It's just a lot of people are wondering why she's not going to seek re-election this time around, or what her next.
That's the thing. What is the next move? Because she had gotten tapped to be a part of the Biden administration, and she turned it down. So, like, what? And so Stacey Abrams that's what Tamara said. Hopefully, she's joining the fight with Stacey Abrams. So I think Stacey Abrams is supposed to be running for governor again. So I wonder if they're going to team up and do governor and lieutenant governor or something like that. Mm-hmm. So I think it's interesting, because she had even said in the article she could get reelected and win. Like, she knows that she could, but she's choosing not to. So that makes me feel like it's something else that is going on that she's positioning herself for. I used to say she's moving in silence, and we're going to be amazed at her next move. I'm sure of it. I am pretty sure of it as well. She seems to be very intentional with the moves that she makes. So I don't know what this is going to look like.
I think this is a huge blow for the city as well. And I'll be done, just because she's done, I don't know her entire record, obviously, but I just know that she's made some moves in Atlanta that has made national news. So I think that whoever her predecessor will be has some really large shoes to fill.
Yeah. And there are a lot of minorities who are in the race who are, let me just say, people of color who are vying now that they know that she's not going to seek re-election. So hopefully it's somebody who can further the progress that has been made.
Absolutely.
So yeah. Yep. So I'm going to show you all a picture here, and I'm certain that you know who this is. This is Serena Williams, a tennis star extraordinaire, boss, mogul, mom, wife, just all around amazing person. Well, just this past week on Instagram, Serena released a picture that sparked a lot of thoughts and controversy. So here's the picture, and our question is, How does it make you feel when you see this picture or when you saw it for the first time?
I thought, I'm being really honest with you. Oh no, I just thought it was a bad makeup job. But then when I started to see the memes online and I just started laughing, but I'm like, I mean, it makes me feel like she needs to fire her makeup artist because we've seen Serena look gorgeous in this picture to my left, your right. Serena's a gorgeous woman. And for her makeup artist to do this to her is just blasphemous. That's just what it is, because we've seen celebrities have this happen to them. Kerry Washington comes to mind as well, because with but like we've seen this with happen with celebrities before. I did laugh. I did chuckle just because it was funny. It is funny. I'm not laughing at Serena, and I'm not bashing her, and I'm not downing her or making fun of her as a Black woman, because I know some people will say, well, why are we always the ones that have to go in on Black women and their appearances? And it's just,
so I'm going to highlight a couple comments because I want to
know
honor.
what you think.
Yeah, that's what I'm about to pull up. So Tamara said she heard the makeup artist couldn't do Black faces, and she said she would have gone barefaced. And then hold on, somebody else. I'll find it. They said something about they would have fired the makeup artist, or she had to. Here it is. Stanza says she had to have seen herself before the photo came out. She should have fired the makeup artist. So this is the thing in being a model with melanated skin in the industry is I have in real life been in situations where we're getting ready for a photo shoot or getting ready for a fashion show, and we're watching the makeup artist to see who we're going to go to because we don't think that they can do our makeup. There have been many times where I have just done my own makeup. That's how I had to learn how to really start doing my makeup, because it would be just so outrageously ridiculous. I actually just had a memory come up the other day where a makeup artist thought she slayed my makeup and I looked like a clown. Like I had rosy red cheeks. I don't really wear blush. I am more of a bronzer type person. So if I put on blush, it's more of like an apricot type shade. She had like red blush, like pink lips. I looked like a clown. And sometimes there are not mirrors around. Sometimes your makeup is getting done so quickly that you have to like hurry up and go into whatever, like hurry up and get on the runway, or, have the photo shoot done or whatever. It is so frustrating. So I don't know if
they don't have mirrors there for you guys.
Sometimes they are not. So Aisha said the mohawk hair, Kimberland. Remember, wow. So this is another show that I was in, and I actually had my hair like this. It was in a twist out, but I wasn't natural at the time. I had a relaxer, so I used to do like my fake little twist out situation. And the artist, the hairdresser, teased my hair out, so like jacked up all the little twisty curls that I had, and like had me looking so crazy. And it's like you have to rock it, like however they make you look, like you have to rock it. So it's tough. Like it is really tough in the industry. So any of you all who are makeup artists or no makeup artists, hair and makeup artists, push them to get into spaces, because there is a dire need for makeup artists who are able to match our melanated skin and not make us look like this. So
it's also, you should take the initiative to also bring your own concealer and foundation to the shoot as well.
Yeah, I mean, you do wind up having to do that. And this is always the thing. It's like, I want to get my makeup done like everybody else. Like, I want to be able to sit here and, enjoy somebody doing my makeup, or, let them do their color matching or whatever. So it's just so frustrating that as a woman of color, like, I have to make sure I have my makeup with me, but it's like, if I want to look like me, then I need to have my foundation with me, because otherwise it might not go well. So it's just a need. It's a need. So yes, I'm sure Serena did see herself and tried to make the best of it. She wound up taking the picture down because then it went into allegations about lightening her skin and all of that. That's not what happened. It was literally just a bad makeup job. It is the thing with the internet is it goes down for longevity. So
am I still here?
It is.
Can y'all see me?
Yeah, you're here. What did you do?
I thought you were talking about me. You said the thing with the internet and longevity. I thought you were talking about me.
Oh no, I was talking about this picture. It's gonna be there forever. That was funny. So that's what happened with Serena, and we just want to again celebrate the melanin, but push the young people, anybody that does makeup, push them to get into the industry, because we need them. We need them bad.
Yeah. All right. So Mayor Bill de Blasio, if I'm pronouncing his name correctly, you guys. So then New York City will be fully reopened on July 1. Now, if you guys remember, New York City was the epicenter of the COVID-19 pandemic, and it is going to fully reopen on July 1. Okay. I haven't been in New York in years. And actually, what you said, you're in New York right now?
I am, actually.
All right. I mean, look, we got to move and shake. And I was just telling my mother this weekend, during Mother's Day. I talked to her for like.
Poor Sab and the internet today. But de Blasio is opening. I am in New York right now. I don't know if anybody else is in New York right now. Shout out to New York. But there are people wearing masks everywhere. So definitely want to honor that. But I don't know. I actually have done quite a bit of being on the road. I was in Florida last week. And it's wide open. Airlines are back to booking 100% of the seats. So gone are the days of middle seats being empty. I flew through, I think it was Charlotte Airport. Oh my God, it was so many people.
Without masks or with masks?
In the airport, you have to have the masks, but it was just so many people, so it's really getting to the point now of people just being out, everywhere. So,
what I mentioned earlier is like, COVID is here to stay. Like 100 million people have been fully vaccinated. The White House talked about. But what I was saying before is I was telling my mother, like, this virus, you guys, is here to stay. I mean, and the White House talked about not reaching full herd immunity. It's here to stay. So what I was trying to tell my mother was, Mom, you have to learn how to move and shake in this new COVID here to stay environment. Unfortunately. Like, they just said that we're not going to reach full herd immunity. It's unlikely. It's not that we're not, because you still have a lot of people that are not interested in getting the vaccine or want to wait, but mainly a lot of people that are not getting the vaccine and they're just getting the first and not the second. So their goal is out of reach. So, you have, like this, you have campaigns or sports. You have businesses or sports organizations that are joining in on the initiative to help people get vaccinated. So I'll mention the Seattle Mariners, I believe. They are opting to vaccinate fans during the games, you guys. So they are the first team in the Major League Baseball that will make COVID-19 vaccines available to fans attending, is it T-Mobile Park? The club announced plans on Monday to do so, partnership with the City of Seattle, and they will begin executing the process to match a process on Sunday. So vaccinations will be administered by Seattle Fire Department, EMS personnel, and the Virginia Mason Franciscan Health, and they will have staff and volunteers on hand to support this process. So fans who are eligible to receive the vaccine will have the choice of a single dose Johnson & Johnson vaccine dose or Moderna vaccine. And similar to like New Jersey, they're offering an incentive for free beer for residents who get
That's what Elise just said. She's like, they're bribing folks with beers, with donuts, all kinds of stuff.
So the question is, would you get vaccinated at a sports event? So and then also, what would actually incentivize you and entice you to actually get vaccinated in this particular setting? Community, talk to me.
I'm not moved by the donuts, the beer. I am not moved. I think if they paid me now, I might, if they were giving away some money.
Where the money
but like all the little trinkets and the whatnots, like I can go get donuts. I don't like. I'm straight. But it is very interesting. And a few people have brought up India, and things are out of control right now in India. And the US is really trying to assist with their COVID situation. But yeah, I don't. Oh, Lakia, she said, pay off the student loans. Girl. Nah, I go for that now, sis. I will be right there in line, trying to go ahead on and get this here vaccine if they'll pay off these student loans. And Karen said they do the same type of thing for blood drives. Yeah, t-shirt, movie tickets. Like, I'm just kind of not. I'm not really moved by those things.
So I like the effort. I mean, it'll work. It may not work for sound-minded people like you, and I'm not saying those others aren't sound-minded, but this initiative could actually possibly help people. Like, people are enticed by a lot of people, certain people are enticed by any and everything. So, I mean, if they'll give you a free ticket to Seattle, it's a who?
It's a perk.
Oh yeah.
It's kind of like you get your card or whatever. So now it's a perk. Like you get into the club or what have you. So yeah. So Annalise said, traveling was a deciding factor. Both my jobs offered it. After research and contemplating the alternative of not getting it, from 4 to 5 vacations per year to 0, I can't say I'm okay not to travel forever. Mm-hmm. And then Candace said she was hesitant until she saw on Sab. You've talked about this many times. The rich white folks from suburban New Jersey to New York City jumping over the line to get the vaccine. That's when she realized it must be okay. So yeah, I think it's cool that they are offering incentives. But I definitely, if y'all pay me or y'all pay off these student loans, I'm in line. Okay, just want to go ahead and make that clear. All right, in case anybody was wondering.
All right.
Just saying.
So in some, I don't know what it's bittersweet news. That's what I'll say. It's bittersweet news. So the murderers of Ahmaud Arbery were indicted on federal hate crime charges. So the 3 men involved in the death of Ahmaud Arbery are now facing federal hate crime charges separate from murder charges, and each of them will face at the state level. So Gregory McMichael, his son, Travis McMichael, and William Roddy Brown, the guy who filmed it, They are all charged with a hate crime charge and attempted kidnapping. So they're I don't need to read the rest. Just know that they are charged and they are going under jail, under the prison. So
It's about
yeah.
time. So hopefully there will be some, I can't call it justice, but there will be some accountability
Mm.
in
Great,
that
great, great.
situation. And we didn't put this in here, but also there was word that George Floyd's murderers, Derek Chauvin, and the other two police officers have been brought up on additional charges as well. So Derek Chauvin was already sentenced, but there are now additional charges that are being added. So maybe this might be a turn in them sacrificing certain people to get accountability in these situations. So we'll see.
All right. So we talked about how New York City is hopefully reopening, but social workers and EMS will now respond to mental health emergencies in New York City. So it'll be statewide now. And they did a pilot of this, I want to say a year or so ago to a year ago to see if this would work. But Mayor Bill de Blasio, yet again in New York, announced that social workers and EMS staff will respond to nonviolent mental health emergencies instead of the NYPD. And as you know, oftentimes when there's a mental health issue and there's a Black person involved, they more oftentimes end up, dead. And I think of that gentleman in I want to say maybe it was Utah or Arizona. Remember, he was walking home and he had a mask on, and someone I forget his name, and I'm so sorry.
I think you're talking about Elijah McClain.
Yes, and he was just walking home with a mask, and he had.
So Elijah McClain's murder, I want to say he was on the spectrum, but they were supposedly doing a welfare check for him. Somebody was concerned that he didn't have on a jacket or something like that, and that escalated into him losing his life. So this is one of the instances that Sab is talking about of having mental health professionals responding to mental health emergencies as opposed to the police. This is also when people say defund the police. This is what they mean. Defunding the police is about reallocating the resources in order to empower and employ the people who are skilled to handle these types of situations. So instead of giving the police so much money to be over militarized, giving that into the mental health resources, social workers, counselors, what have you, so that they're able to de-escalate these situations. There was a video that went viral maybe a couple weeks ago where a lady was in Minnesota protesting George Floyd, and she was sitting in the middle of the street. This was right before the verdict came out, and there was a social worker, mental health specialist who went and sat with her because the police had been called, and they were really like coming towards the lady, and the social worker like recorded it and just really talked about how we need to protect people who are having mental health emergencies. That's not a time to be using force and drawing weapons. Like, that's not the way to respond to that. So this is a New York step in helping to curb some of the hostility that happens from police being called to mental health emergencies. So hopefully, go ahead.
Sorry, go ahead. No, go ahead.
No, I was just going to say, hopefully we see this spread into other states as well.
Exactly what I was going to say. Good point. Yeah. I saw that video, and then I hate that I didn't remember Elijah McClain's name because he was such a beautiful soul based on all the videos that I saw of him. So I apologize to just anyone who's just offended by my forgetting his name, because I mean, while there's still so many
There are. And it's hard. Like, I feel like it's hard to remember all the names, and the fact that we have to remember all of these names. You know, every week we turn around and there's another name. So, you know, just really, again, making ourselves aware of what's happening. I saw your comment, Maisha, about changing the slogan. It is overpowering the message, and we never want the message to be lost. So that's why, like, I wanted to make the point of that's what people mean when they say defund the police, but it may be very helpful to use a different type of verbiage in order to get the point across about it. So also want to highlight Aisha's comment. There's a documentary called America in Color that I just heard about. And it does help put a light on the police and how they are trained and just what they do, like what they're supposed to do. So check that out.
Where? Well. Where did you guys see that? Where is it being?
I can't remember. Aisha, tell us in the comments where we might be able to find that. Okay. So we know that there are, we just finished talking about Black lives, and we know that a lot of that is centered in racism. And our Vice President, Kamala Harris, made headlines after President Joe Biden's address that he did, the State of the Union, I guess, congressional address that he did. And there was a Republican, Tim Scott, a Black man, who said that America is not a racist country. And Vice President Kamala Harris came behind that and agreed that America is not a racist country. She definitely said some other things in that, and came back behind it and said we need to focus on fixing America's systemic issues or what have you. However, there were some very strong reactions by people such as Amanda Seales, who is an actor and activist. And basically, Amanda Seales said that we should be embarrassed and disgusted at Kamala Harris saying that America isn't a racist country. So what we are wondering is, how do you feel about that? How do you feel about Kamala Harris saying that this isn't a racist country?
I think really quickly, not really quickly, but I think Kamala can't say that. As I don't like the fact that she said that, obviously. And I talked about how I have notes here that Charlemagne talked about how she's politically pandering and she's playing to her base, and she's worrying about all the white people who voted for her and all the white people who could potentially vote for her in the future. So she's politically, that's a political answer. I to Amanda Seales' point, I do feel embarrassed and slightly dumb, not dumb, but embarrassed that and having voted for her. I'll go ahead and say it on the here, but yeah, she knows that this is a racist country, and for her to say that it was a political answer, and it wasn't an honest answer, and she's setting herself up for future votes in the future, and that is madly disappointing, very disappointing for me, because it was a political answer. It wasn't an honest answer. And yeah, that's how I feel about it.
Yeah, I'm pretty disgusted by it, honestly. I think that it is better to say nothing than to undermine everything that we go through as Black people, Black and brown people in this country. I understand that she has to have a particular message, but I also understand that she is the first Black vice president. And just like with President Barack Obama, there is this mantle that sits in mantle and responsibility that sits on her shoulders, and I don't absolve her from speaking truth to power just because she holds a country. I mean, holds a seat in this country and may, want to have future aspirations of being president. That's fine, but don't slap us all. Somebody just said they feel, Stanza says she feels gaslighted. Like, don't slap us all in the face when we are experiencing this every single day because of your political gain. Like, I'm not. Yeah, I was highly, highly, highly disappointed and disgusted. It is not okay.
Yeah. She was definitely trying to appease a lot of white voters. That's what that answer was. She talked about her quote was, "No, I don't think this is a racist country, but we also do have to speak truth about the history of racism in our country and its existence today." You just said it was a racist country, in my opinion. But she and then Charlemagne talked about how if you're going to speak truth, you have to start off by saying America. You have to start off by saying that America. You can't start off by saying that America is not a racist country. Systemic racism exists, and he just essentially said you're not speaking truth to power because they are playing politics. That's essentially what we were getting at. And she's thinking about her future, and I just think that was, to your point, a disgusting, politically selfish answer. And now is not the time for politics, but apparently it is with Kamala.
Yeah, Branyelia says she can't judge her on this. What will we have her say? She is a political figure. It's a lose-lose. And I understand, and that's why I feel like she should have just not said that.
Yeah.
Like, if you are going to say something that undermines everybody, then just be quiet and choose not to answer. That's how I feel about it. Maisha says she defends this on this one. The more you tell some people they're racist, the more they deflect and change the subject. Broad brush slogans don't help anyone. Are there racists in America, and is there rampant systemic racism? Hell yeah, but we need a more nuanced conversation. And I agree with you, Maisha, to a point, right? I do DEI work. DEI is diversity, equity, and inclusion. So I'm having race conversations all day long. And I absolutely believe that it is not productive to call people racist. My issue is, to Elisa's point, is the United States was built on racism. Period. And I think a lot of this goes into people not understanding that racism is systemic and that racism is not about individual actions. It's about the system of racism that is so sophisticated and complex that keeps any non-white person from achieving. So when we say, is the country racist? The country is racist because the country has put white supremacy as the norm and systemically marginalizes anyone who has looked like an other. So I think as vice president, I understand that she has to play this political game, but in the same token, I don't know. I just feel like it would have been more productive to choose silence. So yes, you need white voters, but you need us too. So don't take us for granted in, acting like we don't matter. We do matter. And that conversation needs to be had now more than ever. So I don't know. I wasn't here for it.
Yeah. Thank you, community. All right. So next, Yamiche Alcindor. We all know her as the woman who was, the word I want to use is kind of castigated or berated by former, what's the word that I can use?
The former occupant of the White House.
Occupant of the White House. What's the word? Help me out. He was someone who was I'm not gonna say his name. I'm trying to play this game of not
the
saying
former occupant of the White House.
Yeah, but like the word that I'm trying to think of, and you guys in my brain parts, is he was discharged, not discharged, but dishonored. He wasn't even honored. He was, anyway. Yes, he was the one that tried to berate her in a press conference and asking her if she knew Black people to talk to. So Yamiche Alcindor is named the new host of Washington Week on PBS. And this is associated with the longtime moderator, Gwen Ifill, who I met I'm so excited because I was so excited when I saw her in the coffee line. I was like, yeah, I got it. Anyway,
awesome.
She, the pioneering journalist who broke barriers, is a Black woman in the Washington Preps Corp. She succeeds Robert Costa as the program's best known for the long time. So essentially, she's going to take Gwen Ifill's former seat on Washington on the. She was also named the 2020 Journalist of the Year. So.
Mm-hmm. And she was a former Beautiful Brown Girl spotlight because of how she handled the former occupant of the White House, honey, because she used to get with him. Okay. So she is being honored in her new position on PBS, and she's pretty dope. She is a super dope news anchor. So shout out to Yamiche. So then, how many of us went to HBCUs? If you went to HBCU, go ahead and drop your HBCU in the comments. Many of you may know that at Jackson State, Deion Sanders, former NFL player Deion Sanders, is the coach at Jackson State University in Jackson, Mississippi. And there was also Eddie George, who is a former Tennessee Titan, was just hired at Tennessee State. Lakia, I see you in the comments. He was hired at TSU to be their football coach. So one of the things that, if any of you all that follow football, is that coaches were expressing frustration because we just had the NFL draft and no players from HBCUs were drafted. So Deion Sanders was very upset about that, and he's really been speaking out about it because we know that there's talent at our HBCUs, and for nobody to be drafted is unacceptable. So what we are anticipating and seeing, like we said, Deion Sanders is at Jackson State, Eddie George is at TSU. We're expecting to see, I think they said Ray Lewis is also looking to coach. For all of these coaches to really, former NFL players, to start getting into coaching at HBCUs in order to bring our talent pool to our colleges and universities that have our best interests at heart. So again, if any of you all have sons or nephews or whomever that are playing sports and looking to go to schools, we really want to make sure we guide them towards HBCUs. There is scholarship money, and we really want, even Shaq's son is going to HBCUs to play basketball. So there is this really big movement. There's this big movement of making sure that we're getting our best stars into our schools, right? So if you have college-aged people around you getting ready to graduate from high school, or those juniors, start putting the HBCUs on the radar for them so that they can really start seriously considering schools that we know are going to have our kids' best interest at heart.
Disgrace is the word that I wanted to use for the occupant.
Got it. It came. Well, hallelujah. Okay. Oh, Lakia said Master P's son is also playing at TSU. Okay, TSU winning right now. Okay, awesome. So yeah, it's pretty exciting to have this type of eyes on HBCUs. So I think we capitalize on that and really spread that.
Is South Carolina State HBCU? South Carolina State University? Anyone know?
I don't know. We can look it up right quick.
Did you guys hear about their president who did the commencement speech? They called them USC, University of South Carolina. No, University of South Carolina definitely is an HBCU, but it was a story that their president called USC the University of South Carolina when he was their president. He was giving a commencement ceremony and he called them the University of South Carolina, University of South California during the commencement speech. And he was at the University of South Carolina.
Interesting. Very interesting. Huh.
It was serious.
So, I don't know if you all know who this is. I know this is one of Sab's favorite people in the whole wide world. So you want to tell the folks who she is?
This is Joy-Ann Reid, formerly of The Root, formerly of MSNBC. I forget the show of there she was on MSNBC, but now she's on The Read Out on MSNBC as well. So yeah, Joy-Ann Reid. I love. Oh, also of the podcast Read This, Read That with her and Jackie Reed from formerly of BET as well. So she's a journalist, a news journalist on MSNBC, one of my faves, and she kept getting attacked by Tucker Carlson, I think his name. I don't know who the white man is, but I know the white man that kept attacking her on Fox News, and she just kept ignoring him and just not addressing it at all. But finally she was like, you know what? I'm just going to go ahead and address this. And she gave the most, you want to call, is it a read? Is it a clapback?
It was a read. It was a clapback, read, child, all the things. Okay.
Heard around the industry, heard around, it was marvelous.
Let me see if I can play a clip.
That would be great. Because
let's see if we can make that happen. Because this was world class. So let's see. Let me see if I can share the screen just so we can all together appreciate how amazing she was. Hold on. Okay.
Let
me see 1 second. Wait, hold on. They said they can't hear it. Hold on 1 second. Oh man, hold on. Sab, you back? All right, let me try this again, y'all. Lisa, why does he always look so constipated? Oh, he is the best. Okay, here I go. I'm gonna try again. And you all tell me in the comments if you can hear it, okay?
What did you say? Tell them, give them the. Nope, we still can't hear it. I still
can't hear it.
Mm-mm. Oh, we need to hear this. We got time. We got 15 minutes. So let's try to hear it.
I don't know why it's not playing, y'all. But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put the link into the comments so that excuse me, so you all can go to it. But this is the thing. She called him Tuckums, Lil Tuck Tuck.
Lil Tuck Tuck.
She talked about how he didn't go he wanted to go to Harvard. Excuse me. And didn't get into Harvard. How he actually was someone at MSNBC. And that didn't work out. He was at CNN. That didn't work out. Like, she went to town on homeboy. So she has become my new inspiration for clapbacks and for reading somebody, because she got him right together. Okay. I ain't never seen nothing like it. I was like, girl, you better do this read, pun intended. Okay.
I watched it at least 5 times. Straight up.
The business. So it's only about 4 minutes. I put the link in the comments, so y'all can definitely go to it. But
make sure you watch it. Please.
What we want to do, I have often talked about like clutching your pearls and things of that nature. When it comes to the types of things that happen and the types of things that white people say to us and about us, right? So today we want to play a little game, if you will. And this game is called Professional Clapbacks. Okay. So what we're going to do is we're going to put a couple situations onto the screen. Excuse me. And in these situations, you are going to share what you think your professional clapback would be. Okay. So I'll reveal the first. So this has happened to all of us before. Our colleague sends out an email asking for information that was already outlined
and
in a previous
everybody.
email.
And they CC everybody.
What type of professional clapback would you have for said colleague?
And they CC everybody. This has, yeah. So yes, put it in the comments. I'm sitting here thinking, because I'm like, I hate when they try to CC everybody else in the email to try to prove a point. And then and we all do this same response. Per my last yeah, per my last email. Or, you know, what I would do is I would say, hi, Sandy. Thanks for this information. If you would reference and I would actually reference the email. If you would reference, and I'll screenshot it. If you reference the previous email that I sent with regards to XYZ, I had answered the following, and you have to maneuver and move and shake and try not to sound so. Not to be passive aggressive in it, because this is a skill for Black women, because we have to learn how to not come across in email as being snippy, or is that the word that I want to use?
That's a good one.
So yeah, I would reference an email. I would send screenshots and I would send it to everybody else, especially if she CC'd. It's always a she. If she CC'd everyone on that email, I would send it back and I would reference what she said and reference what I said in the email that you were supposed to have read, but you had not read it.
Yeah, I'm a highlighter. So I'm a copy and paster highlighter. And then it would also be, let me know if further clarification is needed. Cause like, did you not read? Okay, so let's look at our next one. Okay?
All right.
You're speaking and the colleague compliments you on how well you speak, stating, "You're so articulate, Sabrina."
I've had that happen to me once when I first moved to Texas and I didn't know how to respond. I just continued to answer her question. And this is shame on Sabrina, because I was new to Texas. I didn't know how to respond, but I knew immediately that was the worst passive aggressive, condescending comment that you can say to a Black woman. I'll just go ahead. I interviewed at Radio Shack here. And I don't even think they're open anymore. But yeah, I was interviewing with a woman of color. She wasn't a Black woman. She was a woman of color. And she said that to me. And I just looked at her and I just continued to answer the question, say my statement with what I was talking about. But I didn't have an answer for that. So I have not heard that in recent, but I would be interested to see what Kimberland and community would have to say about that. Because, yeah, as you get older and aware of those things, because I just didn't know how to respond to that, but I knew immediately that was just like the fudge.
So there's a combination of some thank yous and so are yous. I am kind of, so Aisha, I think, is kind of in line with what I would say. She said, well, what did you think I should sound like? So I would, and Lakia is kind of up on this, and Branyelia. So I'm a combination of all of these. Make them explain. So what do you mean by that? Right. And then it kind of sounds like, well, what did you expect me to sound like?
So that answer is in an interview is kind of a passive aggressive response. All right, so are you giving?
Is it passive aggressive? Because I feel like it's very clear. It's a very clear question. What did you expect me to sound like? Because especially in a job interview, you have my resume, do you not?
Yeah.
You see that your girl is qualified, do you not? So that's a clear indication for me that that's a place I don't even want to work. If you think that it's okay, that's called a microaggression. For you to say that I'm so articulate, I'm sorry. What did you think I was on? What do you mean, first of all? What does that mean? Why did you say that? Oh, well, what did you think I would sound like? Yeah, I now lean in to those types of conversations or those types of questions because I want them to be uncomfortable and I want them to feel some type of way about the microaggression that they just launched. So I just go ahead on and call it what it is, knowing that that's not a place that I want to work because I'm not even about to do that at all. Okay. All right. So let's look at our last one. Hold on.
So you asked them in an interview, why did you say that?
Absolutely.
Ooh.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Because I need to understand. I need to understand what made you say that, ma'am, sir.
I don't know. Maybe I'm not right, but maybe I don't know. So what was the next one? The last one? Because I'm like, I don't know. It's like we're in an interview and I'm just like, I'm trying to balance not being pissed off that you asked me that question, but also knowing this isn't I don't know.
So this is what I have to say to that. And this is my new stance in life. They're in an interview too. It's a two-way street. So as much as they're interviewing me, I am interviewing them. And if I need to understand why you said that, I can't, we're not going to be able to do this at all. So I'm done at that point. Once the microaggression has been launched, this is not a place that I want to work. That you would do that in an interview. I can't imagine how you talk to your employees. No, ma'am, no, sir. Let's go ahead on and get together. You're going to remember this interview today. No, ma'am, no, sir. Okay. All right. But that's just me. Okay. So do we want to do this one or we'll do this one. So you're misquoted completely, either in an email or in verbal correspondence. What?
Can you give an example?
Yeah, so the people are saying that you said something that you didn't say.
Okay. I've not had that done to me. Well, I've not had that done to me before. Not that I can recall. And maybe it's just because I have been in that type of environment in a long while, which is a good thing. But I haven't been in. Well, yeah, I'm literally trying to get the synapses in my brain working and thinking, has that happened to me? I can't think of in a situation, because if it did
That's
happen,
good. That's a good thing. It's happened to me plenty, and clearly some folks here in our audience. So Elise said, corrected immediately. And what that might sound like, Stanza said, that's not what I said at all. Here's the context, and here's exactly what I did say. Stacy said, actually, what I said was X, Y, and Z. Branelia said, allow me to clarify. You misunderstood. What I said was X, Y, and Z. Lakia said, if you're going to quote me, at least know me enough to say it how I would respond. Aisha said, it's unfortunate that you didn't quite understand where I was coming from or what I said. So I think the impetus behind this is making sure that it is corrected immediately, right? And putting things back into context so that people can truly understand what was said, as opposed to creating their own narrative about what they wanted to had try to say had was said that wasn't said, right? So being being very direct in communication and ensuring that we are shaping and framing that communication to be what it actually was, not the misquote of what they claimed that it was supposed to be. Okay, cool. You want to add anything to that, sir?
yeah, I did a little bit. I feel like I'm a little not jaded, but I feel like this current company that I'm working for right now, their Glassdoor reviews are really great. And when I got to the company, I just felt like I haven't had to deal with that. Maybe it's because we're all working virtually, and it's just a really great culture. So I feel like I am,
That's
and
awesome.
I am still tapped into what has happened and what can happen, but I just feel like it's just too good to be true at this company. I honestly do. So I don't want to feel removed from what happens to us, because it does. And I will keep that in mind, but it almost makes me scared to move. If I decide to move, like, do I really want to move? Because like this culture is a really great culture. So the point that I'm making is like, I'm feeling far removed from these microaggressions and this passive aggressive comments, because I'm not in that space right now. With
that is good, girl. Celebrate, okay? Celebrate it, and hopefully you are at a place where this is something that if they do occur, that is something that you're able to recognize and something that you're able to address in the moment. I think the biggest thing, I think back to Dr. Tega, who we interviewed on Brown Girl Boss, is the direct confrontation. Directly confronted and call it out, because microaggressions, they call it death by 1,000 paper cuts, because it just continues to cut. So the first time you excuse it, you continue to excuse it, you continue to excuse it, and eventually it is going to take you there. So as Sansa says, set those boundaries up front about how make it uncomfortable for them to be able to launch macroaggressions against you, because they're going to have to explain what they meant and what that looked like, sound like. So
I love it.
Thank you all for playing along with us in that. So again, go back and watch that clip by Joyanne Reed and see how she read Tucker Carlson, child, because she gave his behind the business. Okay. So as we get ready to land this plane here, we definitely want to center in on our Brown Girl Boss. Beautiful, I'm gonna say Brown Girl Boss. Our beautiful Brown Girl spotlights for this week. And this is Boss Maxine Pittman. And she wanted to do something different during COVID-19. So she recognized that retail landscape was changing. So she decided to create some vending machines. So she launched Trust Obsessed Beauty Vending, which is a chain of vending machines that carry travel size beauty products for women of color. So I was going through Atlanta Airport the other day and
Spotted
saw
it?
like, no, I didn't spot it, but I thought about like this would be so cool to have different types of vending machines, because one of them Kardashians had a vending machine in the place for like makeup and stuff. So shout out to her. Again, her name is Maxine Pittman, and she launched 4 vending machines across Arizona, California, Nevada, and Canada. Every machine is stocked with staple hair care, skincare, and beauty products from brands ranging from Shea Moisture to Black Girl Sunscreen.
Nice.
So each machine is currently in a mall or shopping center, but she set her sights on expanding into other locations. So what an amazing way to get products out there and to meet a need, right? I was like, what a great idea. Like,
it's kind of like a curl box. It reminds me of Curl Box, and how when Curl Box came out, other people did the same. But this is amazing.
Smart.
So,
this is smart. Like, I'm thinking about how many again, I was just in the airport, and like just that, like how many people had to leave their stuff at TSA because it was too big of a bottle, and for you to be able to go to a vending machine and get like a travel size product, like, come on,
you
sis.
go to a hotel, and they got like that do not work with us and are not like our hair friendly.
Right.
So
oh my God. We need to reach out to sis and tell her we got some ideas, girl.
I think she's on top of it already, but I think maybe she should start trying to get these products into like hotels.
Heck yeah, that would be so smart. Okay, so y'all, let's DM sis Maxine Pittman and be like, yo, we got ideas. Like, that's what's up. So yeah. So anyway, as always, we thank you all for hanging out with us and paying attention to us and just being a part of our community. We again want to send love to all of the mothers, but we also want to send special love to anybody who found yesterday tough. Mother's Day is not always a happy time for everyone. And sometimes Mother's Day can be very triggering for those who desire to be mothers or those who don't have healthy relationships with their mothers. Mm-hmm. So one of our favorite Instagram pages to follow is Therapy for Black Girls. And they put some resources out there for anybody who is feeling like they didn't have a positive mother trying to cope with everything that was going on. So definitely always want to point you all towards resources and recognize that sometimes things aren't all happy and honky-dory. So just wanted to take a moment to honor that. So want to make sure that you all are connected to us in all the ways that matter. So if you go over to our Facebook page, Beautiful Brown Girls, we would love for you to follow us there, as well as join Facebook group, Beautifully Shaded, and we're also found at Beautifully Shaded on Instagram, and you can find us on Twitter at Beautiful Brown U. And as we mentioned at the top of the show, if you go to members.beautifulbrowngirls.com, there you are able to join our VIP network, where you can continue the conversations that we start here and really connect to people and participate all of the amazing things that we have going on here at Beautiful Brown Girls. So, Sab, tell the people where they can find you.
Sorry. I'm so sorry. You guys can find me at sabjackson.com. You can also find me on what the hell? I'm sorry.
I had a coughing fit earlier too. It's contagious.
You can also find me at Sab, S-A, on Twitter at Sab_1908, but you can also find all of my social handles on SabJackson19, SabJackson.com. I apologize for that. I really apologize.
I had a coughing fit earlier, so I don't know. That just means it's time for us to run. So definitely want to make sure that you all hang out with me. My website is KimberlandJackson.com. You can find me on Instagram at KimberlandJ. Looking for a life coach, holla at your girl. Definitely looking to help people discover their God-given purpose, and you can find all the other things that I do there. I also have a podcast called The Whole Child, so you can find that at thewholechild.tv. We have a new website, and there we talk about healing from our traumas so that we are able to raise healthy kids who don't have to heal from their childhood. So definitely check that out, and stay tuned because I have a new podcast coming out called Minding My Black Ass Business, and I'm gonna be talking about what it's like to live up in this black skin. Okay. Oh, and while you're at it, I have on one of my shirts today. It says bold, regal, beautiful. So you can find this over on my website as well, at KimberlandJackson.com if you want to get you some merch. Go ahead.
Oh, I was just going to say real quick, there's another website, Instagram page that I wanted to reference because I know you referenced Therapy for Black Girls earlier. It's a great Instagram page, but I also wanted to talk to you guys about an Instagram page that I follow faithfully called Psych_today, and it's spelled PSYCH_today. You guys, every day, all the time, they have the best Instagram posts that apply to life and things that we should be doing and applying in our lives, and things that, like when you break up with someone, what you should do, what you shouldn't do. And like, they just have the best Instagram posts that I absolutely love. So I just wanted to put that out there for your reference because this is a page that I support.
Awesome. Drop it in the chat for us if you can, Sab, so that it'll be in the comments. Okay. So we'll be back next Monday after next. I was about to say next Monday. That's a lie. Monday after next. So that will be May 24th. We'll be back, same time, same place. Again, the conversation doesn't stop here. So again, go over to members.beautifulbrowngirls.com and hang out with us there. Go ahead and share the broadcast on your social networks, and we'll see y'all back here on the 24th of May. We love y'all. We appreciate y'all. Bye-bye. Good night. See ya.
Bye, guys.